if I told you that I had to spend the night in northern Iraq in a place the locals called the House of the Jinn, and that I couldn't get out until sunrise? Would you believe me? My name is Michael Graves. I've been filming documentaries in war zones for over a decade. But what happened that night cannot be compared to anything I've seen on any battlefield. It was just before sunset when I reached the crumbling village square. I was looking for a place to stay, but every single room was already taken. They directed me to the village mukhtar. There's no such position back in the States. Here, the mukhtar is both the administrative head and the most respected elder. Think of him as a mayor, a police chief, and a local historian, all in one. During the war, they said, the survival of this village had depended on him. He looked at me for a long moment, his eyes filled with a kind of deep worry. "No place," he said slowly. "But there's an empty house outside the town. You can stay there. Only..." Before he could finish, 3 more villagers approached. They didn't speak at first. The air between us grew heavier. The silence said more than their words could. Their faces held the kind of tension you only see in people who believe that even speaking of something might bring it closer. The oldest one finally stepped forward. His voice was low, but steady. Jinn have genders. Some are female, some male. If they choose someone who is alone at night, they won't let them go. And sometimes they curse them. Another villager kept his eyes on the ground as he added, "Those who live near that house sometimes hear screams from it in the middle of the night. They sound like people, but they're not." The youngest stepped closer to me, speaking almost in a whisper. "Most who go there never come back. And those who do, they're not the same." When they finished, silence fell again, as if too many words might call the thing they feared. And I thought, these people are truly afraid. If they were this scared, there had to be something I didn't know. I pulled out my phone and searched the word Jinn, created from smokeless fire, invisible, shapeshifters, and if you whistle alone at night, they will come. My guide and I went to the village center to buy some water and a little food. Then we started walking toward the house. The further we went, the quieter the world became. By the time the sky had begun to darken, the distant hum of the village was gone. The guide stopped and pointed at a dark silhouette in the distance. It was an old stone house. The window glass was shattered, the wooden frames rotting. The door, warped and half broken, as if it had been left to bang in the wind for years. Cracks split the stone walls, and the weeds in front had grown to my knees. The place stood like a ghost that no one had visited in years. A few meters away, the guide stopped. He didn't look at me when he said, "Here it is." Then, he quickened his pace, heading back the way we came. And just like that, I was alone. The sky was almost black now. I had no choice but to go in. When I pushed the door open, a heavy burnt smell filled my nose. On the walls, there were black scorch marks, as if someone had once held torches against them. And in that instant, what I'd read on my phone came back to me, created from fire. The thought sent an involuntary chill through me. I unrolled my sleeping bag on the floor. The first hours passed in silence, and eventually exhaustion pulled me under. I woke to a loud slam. The door had shut hard, by itself. Then, a muffled sound. Crying. I couldn't tell if it was a woman or a child. Before I could decide, it stopped. A few seconds of silence. then a scream. Sharp, piercing, enough to make my ears ring. Heart pounding, I grabbed my flashlight and shone it at the door. A shadow slid slowly across the gap beneath it. I turned toward the window. Outside. Only fog. But just as I began to pull back, I saw them. 2 points, glowing red. Fire red. I stared, but the eyes vanished, swallowed back into the dark. Then, a breath against my neck. Warm. Too close. My lips began to move without my will, and a high, sharp whistle left my mouth. The sound echoed through the house. From the attic above came the scraping of something heavy, followed by quick, deliberate footsteps. From the walls, whispers began to rise, some in English, some in deep, guttural Arabic, others in a language I'd never heard. And through it all, they spoke my name. Michael! I bolted for the door. It wouldn't move. I tried the window. An invisible force held it shut. Behind the broken glass, the red eyes appeared again. This time, closer. So close they seemed about to press against the glass. I stumbled back in fear, my shoulder hitting the wall. The night dragged on like an endless nightmare. Doors slammed shut. Objects toppled. The air grew thicker, harder to breathe. Every whisper seemed to echo my name. Then, I saw the red eyes again. They moved. They slid in through the window, drifting toward me. A scream tore from my throat. My body shook violently. The fear was so deep my mind went black, and I lost consciousness. When I came to... the first thing I heard was a wolf's howl. Deep, resonant. So close it felt like it was inside the room with me. Then, sunlight spilled through the window, and the doors swung open on their own. I didn't bother gathering my things. I ran, out the door, down the path toward the village. When I finally stopped, the sun had burned away all the shadows. I turned to the camera and said one word: real. So, do you believe something like this could be possible? Let's meet in the comments. Darkness whispers, and eerie echoes answers. True horror stories, paranormal encounters, and mysterious disappearances, all in one place. If you sleep with the lights on, this channel was made for you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because here, at Eerie Echoes, real fear doesn't let you sleep.